There are so many amazing animals in the comics who honestly deserve their own list, but for now, here are a few of our favorites. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. I'm your host Amanda McKnight. Join me as we count down the top 10 best animal sidekicks in my own humble opinion. Number 10. Dawg. Dawg, spelled D-A-W-G, is the companion of Lobo over at DC. Mostly Lobo just tolerates Dawg's presence though, and doesn't think of Dawg as his own pet. Dawg might look like the bulldogs of Earth, but he's actually an alien who just looks like a bulldog. He's known for being quite durable and, like Lobo, can survive in the vacuum of space. Dawg also sometimes is seen smoking and was originally recognizable in the comics by his cross collar, which actually resembled the red iron cross, a symbol that Lobo also wore back then, so they had kind of like matching little necklaces. The modern version of Dawg no longer appears to be associated with this symbol. Fans of Lobo might be fans of Dawg, although it should be noted that in the original New Earth continuity, Lobo was actually the one who ended up killing that alien after Dawg himself was possessed. Number 9. Comet the Super Horse. Comet is an interesting one and really ranks lower not because he lacks power, but because he's secretly actually a man. Or a centaur, really. A centaur that was accidentally turned into a full-on horse by Circe, but who could also become a human whenever a magical comet flew by. While Comet made for a very useful and loyal animal sidekick to Supergirl, who also came with a slew of other abilities including flight, telepathy, and immortality, he also was kind of a creeper. You see, Byron, Comet's original name when he was a centaur, actually falls in love with Supergirl, and when he takes his human form for that short while, he decides to try and woo her. He becomes, I think his name is Bill Starr. He's a rodeo man. He rides the horses. He rides the bulls? What do people ride at rodeos? Bulls? I think bulls, I don't know. I've never been to a rodeo. Someone take me to a rodeo. Byron decides it's best if Supergirl never knows that he is actually also her horse. And I get it, you know, it's complicated. But still, that's pretty messed up, Byron. Like, you make a loyal animal sidekick, but not a very honest human love interest. Although I guess with Comet, you're like, I get a magical horse and I get a boyfriend, which maybe back in the day was like, I don't know, cool for girls of the time. They were like, I want a flying horse that can also turn into my boyfriend. What a weird time. Or maybe that's just what people thought girls wanted, I don't know. Number 8. Tippy Toe. I mean, you gotta give it up for Tippy Toe. Tippy Toe is Doreen Green's, aka Squirrel Girl's, main animal sidekick currently in the comics. Before Tippy, it was Monkey Joe, and of course Squirrel Girl can have a whole team of squirrel sidekicks, if she wants to, as that's kind of her thing, communicating with squirrels and convincing them to team up with her. Really convincing many people to team up with her and be her friends. Tippy Toe is often recognized by her bright pink bow. She doesn't have any superpowers per se, but is a very smart, resourceful, and inspiring squirrel. She has demonstrated that she has skills as a leader, leading an entire squirrel army on Doreen's behalf. She's gone up against the likes of AIM and Thanos, and not only survived, but also helped to beat them too. Okay. Number 7. Eagly. One of the most ridiculous but quickly becoming one of the greatest animal sidekicks of all time is Eagly. Eagly is Peacemaker's sidekick in the DCEU. He appears in Peacemaker's HBO Max self-titled series. So far, Eagly has been a great companion to Peacemaker. We've seen Peacemaker use his animal sidekick to distract enemies, and have also seen that Peacemaker doesn't just see Eagly as his crime-fighting partner, but also very much as like his pet and his friend. Eagly also seems to be very well trained and to have a strong bond with Peacemaker. There is no doubt in my mind Eagly would probably do whatever Chris asked of him, and likely would fight just as hard and ruthlessly in Peacemaker's fight for peace. Eagly the Eagle, what a great name. Number 6. Jeff the Landshark. Jeffrey the Landshark is definitely one of my all-time personal favorite animal sidekicks in the Marvel Universe. I honestly would have ranked him higher if there weren't so many star animal sidekicks on this list. For me, in my heart, he is number 1, but I felt weird giving the number 1 spot to Jeff because there's so many other really awesome ones too. Technically, Jeff is a little monster, not quite an animal, but he's animal-like enough for me to put him on this list, so just roll with it. Jeff has been the partner to Gwenpool, Elsa Bloodstone, Deadpool, and most recently Kate Bishop's Hawkeye in his own self-titled series, Marvel Infinity webtoon series, It's Jeff. Also, if you haven't read It's Jeff by Kelly Thompson and Guri Hiru, you need to pause this video and go scroll through at least one issue on the Marvel Unlimited app. You can start with issue 1 if you want. All the issues are great though, honestly, so you can't really start in a wrong spot. Then you can come back and resume watching. And if you fell in love with that series, like me, there is going to be a follow-up one this year, so don't worry, Marvel has even more Jeff coming your way. Number 5. Redwing. Redwing is the animal companion of Sam Wilson. In the series Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+, the Falcon we know as Redwing in the comics was swapped out for a drone companion, which also shares the name of its 616 counterpart. Redwing was actually the reason that we thought for a hot minute that Sam himself might be a mutant, and the reason that Sam questioned his origin and with it his potential power set. You see, Wilson and Redwing could actually communicate telepathically, which Sam thought could be as a result of latent mutant powers emerging. In reality, their telepathic link was actually a result of the machinations of the evil Red Skull. It turned out this link was created using the Cosmic Cube. To this day though, Sam still has a telepathic link with Redwing, and Redwing still fights by Wilson's side, even during his time in the comics as Captain America. And probably his future time as Captain America, since he's probably going to be returning to that role. Yay! Number 4. Topo. Topo was Aquaman's ally and pet back in the New Earth continuity. Topo is an octopus, or at least he was an octopus originally. The Prime Earth version of him looks a bit more like a cuttlefish octo hybrid to me, but based on his tentacles, I think he's still meant to be an octopus, just a much more giant octopus in comparison to the original. Or maybe the original one just got real big in this universe. The New Earth version of Topo was a purple octopus who is known for his superior dexterity with his tentacles and his super strength. Aside from those more unique traits, he also had all the abilities of a regular octopus. In the Prime Earth continuity, Topo was called upon to help King Arthur, aka Aquaman, to defend Atlantis, and later on to help him infiltrate it during his exile. He's great. Number 3. Lockjaw. Lockjaw has to be one of the best animal sidekicks around simply because he also happens to be one of the most powerful out there. Lockjaw is the animal companion of Black Bolt, king of the Inhumans, but he also serves and is a member of the Inhuman royal family. He's a big teleporting doggo who represents a bulldog, and like the other Inhumans gets his powers from the Terrigen mists and process of Terrigenesis. Having a teleporting dog would definitely be one of the coolest and most useful things. Teleportation is rad. When it comes to Lockjaw's range and capabilities, by the way, he's a powerful teleporter just in regards to the Marvel Universe, not even just like in regards to animals in the Marvel Universe. He can teleport you all the way into space and can even take you to other dimensions. Number 2. Ace the Bathound. Honestly, we could probably just have a list of best doggo sidekicks. There are lots of them in the comic book world. I'm not sure actually if there are more monkeys / gorillas / apes or more dogs, but I bet it's pretty close between those two categories. Ace the Bathound wasn't actually really Bruce's dog, but instead was a dog that Batman and Robin found and then decided to adopt to use in a case, getting his help to locate his owner who had been kidnapped. Ace proved to be a heroic dog, and as such Ace became the Bathound, until he was returned to his rescued owner. Even after Ace would occasionally be called upon to help Batman in his time of need, with the given excuse of Bruce Wayne claiming he just really liked having the animal around and wanted to have him visit Wayne Manor every now and then because he was good company, which his rightful owner actually agreed to. During Rebirth in the 2016 Batman series, Ace's backstory was changed and the doggo gets a super sweet and heartbreaking origin story. Here the dog suffered trauma at the hands of the Joker, being made into one of his pets and then basically abandoned by the Joker. Alfred pities the dog, who was dressed up as an Ace card when found initially. Alfred takes in and trains Ace, rescuing Ace and turning the doggo into a good boy, intended as a holiday gift for Bruce. Although that part of Ace's story goes right over Bruce's head. He's like, "You didn't get me a gift, Alfred." Alfred's like, "I mean, I just trained this dog and it was a lot of work, but sure, yeah, I forgot to get you a gift, Bruce. Thanks." Number 1. Lockheed. Lockheed obviously is one of my all-time favorite animal companions, and there are surprisingly a lot of them that I was able to reminisce about while writing this list, and a lot of them that I love, many who didn't even make my cut this time around, but honestly who still deserve to. But above them all, in my mind, is Lockheed. Though to be honest, the question of which Lock is the best from Marvel between Lockheed and Lockjaw is a pretty intense debate. Both are great animal sidekicks, and Lockjaw is just super OP as a teleporter in general. Lockheed isn't technically an animal and isn't as powerful as a human's best friend Lockjaw, but what he lacks in power he makes up for in heart and in stealthiness. Lockheed was actually once an agent of S.W.O.R.D. and was basically Abigail Brand's undercover agent who was secretly keeping an eye on the X-Men at the time. However, Lockheed still will probably always remain most loyal to his bestie, Kitty Pryde, aka Captain Kate. He would defend her to the ends of the earth and actually left his homeworld, his civilization, and his fiancée behind just to go on adventures with Kate. He's like a little space dragon, which I guess makes Kate Marvel's mother of dragons? Either Kate or Jubilee I think deserves that title. Or both of them can share it, I'm fine with that. Since Jubilee's son is also literally kind of a dragon. Who is your favorite animal sidekick? Which do you think is the all-time bestest? Which would you want to team up with most? Would you like a part 2 to this list, or perhaps an all primate slash simian or all dog version of this list? Let us know in the comments below. This has been Top 10 Nerd and I'm your host Amanda McKnight. Till next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.